So I appreciate you taking some time to be here this morning. We'll start the questions with Chad Leistico from the Des Moines Register.
Hey, good morning, Luke. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Just thinking about, I was talking to your folks not too long ago, and they were mentioning, you guys watched that 2017 game, back in your living room back in Ohio. What kind of impression did that make on you, as a young high school kid in terms of making your college decision?
Back then, even in 2017, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do after college, whether that was I had interest in playing basketball. So that's kind of mainly what I was thinking at the time. But once football started coming up in 2018, I'd say I really started to think about, just past games and stuff like that. And that Iowa game really stuck out to me. They used their tight ends really well in that game with Noah Fant and TJ, I believe, having 2 touchdowns that day. So it definitely stood out.
Bill Rabinovich, Columbus Dispatch, go ahead.
Hi, Luke. I think the last time I saw you, you were a little kid. So it's amazing to see you all grown up. Just describe the level of excitement and anticipation you feel coming back to Columbus and playing, and also what you think your parents, especially your dad, is feeling right now.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was in here for when Coach Hodge was talking a little bit. It's definitely, a business trip at the end of the day, but it is a little bit more exciting to go home and play in Columbus. I think it means a lot to my parents and to my whole family. I think so. All 3 of my sisters, my parents, my aunt and uncles, all went to Ohio State. Here and there, a couple of them didn't go there, but I think it means a lot for my dad to be up there calling the game. I think he's really excited and looking forward to it, and I'm excited to go in and play. But as Coach Hodge said, it is a business trip. We're trying to go down there and get the win.
And I know Ohio State was interested in you and I think offered a gray shirt possibility. Describe how close you came to that. Was how much did you consider going to Ohio State?
To be honest, I didn't really consider it too much. I definitely took it into consideration. I did, but I think that my opportunity to come play for Iowa and try to succeed here was great for me, and I didn't want to pass that up.
Right. Thanks, Luke.
John Steppe, go ahead.
Hey, Luke, any favorite moments of growing up as an Ohio State fan? And would you have expected to be playing inside the shoe when you were at tailgates and such, throwing a football around?
Growing up, it was awesome, being around there in that atmosphere. I didn't really expect to play, in there one day when I was, like you said, throwing. I can think of so many times I was out there throwing the ball, with my friends or, my uncle's friends, so it was a good time doing that. But, I never really thought I would play in there. So, to be able to go back and play there, it'll be fun. But it's definitely, going to be a good environment for us.
Nathan Baird.
Hey, thanks, Luke. That to me, that's kind of an interesting idea. I would assume that Ohio State was like a prevalent thing kind of on like in every day of your life growing up, almost like around the house. Mm-hmm. What is it like to, when does the kind of the switch get thrown, I guess, just in the mindset of they become just another team and now Iowa is the identity that you have and kind of that team that you live for?
Yeah, I think that, as soon as I committed to Iowa, that switch kind of happened for me. And, I can see it with my family as well. My family is very supportive of me, and, obviously my dad still works at Ohio State, so he's got to, keep, calling the games and stuff like that. So I think the second, or not even the second, but the day I kind of committed here, that switch kind of flipped, definitely for me. After that, it was, one day I'm going to have to face Ohio State and have to go in with the right mentality to go and get the win.
Do you hear from family this week? I mean, obviously you've got just diehard OSU fans back home. So do you hear from them this week? Are they any of it that's kind of like a good natured ribbing, or any stories like that from this week?
No, I think a lot of people are like my family members are trying to give me some space this week. I haven't heard too much from them, but my sisters have been texting me a little bit, and my sister Emily texted me this morning and was like, "Let's go," like hyping me up a little bit, and they're all Hawkeyes right now, but obviously they grew up Ohio State, and Emily's husband played for Ohio State, so. It all will work out in the end, but we're all Hawkeyes.
Scott Docterman.
Luke, I wanted to ask you about kind of changing your body, because you came, I think you're like, I don't know, 210, something like that. Now you're 250-ish. It takes a while, I'm sure, for a body to adjust to that weight, and whether it's jumping or whatever. How have you adjusted to it? Has it taken a lot of time, and do you feel like you're at a position now where you really want to stick at this weight, and or do you want to take it even further?
Right now, I mean, I'd be open for either. It's kind of up to the strength coaches, and they are guiding me well on that. Like I mentioned, the strength coaches really helped me out, and being in this the weight room, I feel like I really developed well there. And then even going back to March of 2020 when COVID happened, I was 212, and I was still playing basketball. And after that, I just kind of lived in my weight room at home. We just had like some weights and stuff, so I worked out a lot down there, probably 4 times like during the week, and really that's where I gained, I don't know, 15 pounds before I came here. So that kind of helped set me up for success my first year. So I feel like, just trying to keep on building and gaining muscle and trying to get extra weight on will really help me.
Joe Nugent.
Hey, Luke, I don't know if you already answered this or not, but how many games do you think you've been to at Ohio Stadium through the years?
Yeah, that's a good question. I couldn't answer you. My family's been season ticket holders for as long as I can remember. And I think I remember being at home for like the 2007 Ohio State Michigan game. I remember Chris Wells or something like that doing something. But after that, I feel like I always went. So that's when I was probably 6. And then since I was 7 and up, I started to go to most of the games. But for the most part, I couldn't even tell you how many times I've gone to a game there.
Okay. My other question is related to the unique situation with your dad calling games. Do you guys, obviously he can't make it to, the majority of the games that you play. So how do you guys work through that? Do you talk Saturday nights? What is that like?
Yeah. So we always talk football either the day after the game or, the Saturday after. So it just, however it works out, like that. Well, that's what we'll do. So I remember against when we played Michigan and they played Rutgers, he called me after the Rutgers game, and we talked for a little bit. And then, we'll always talk on Sunday about the game or just about life. So.
Chad Leistico.
Hey, Luke, kind of interesting that your mom said this will be her first game in Ohio Stadium since 2019 because she's been following you.
Yep.
What does kind of she mean to you? And also, I know your sisters are huge fans of yours as well. Can you kind of speak to that?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. She's, been taking me on recruiting trips ever since 2019 and we've been going all over the country. So, it's very, very kind of her, and I owe her a lot for that. And now I think she's only missed one game, and it was 2020 Illinois. And she's put in a lot of effort to be able to come to my games, and it means a lot to me. So yeah.
Dan Hope.
Hey, Luke, just want to take you back to that recruitment. I remember, you camping at Ohio State and kind of competing for an offer and ultimately not getting that offer. Was there a disappointment? Kind of like, what were your emotions after that, not getting that offer from a school you grew up rooting for?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely disappointing at the time, but I remember I was driving to the place we vacation at, Bald Head Island, and in North Carolina, and I was in the car with my dad, and I got off the phone with Coach Wilson, and then right after that, I set up a visit to come to Iowa, and so it all kind of worked out in the end for me. I think that might have been the best thing for me. So I love where I am, and I don't think there's a place better for me. So.
And have you and your dad talked about having a moment on Saturday, whether it's before a game, after a game, to kind of see each other?
We haven't talked about that. I know, I'll probably look up there during the warm-ups, or when we go out for pre-warm-ups even. I'll probably look up there and see what he's up to. But my uncle is the equipment manager, Rob Lachey, and I might see him before the game, but we'll see what happens, because he'll be on the field. I know my dad won't be on the field. So.
All right. Any other questions for Luke? All right. Thanks, everyone. Luke, thanks very much. We appreciate your
Awesome.
time this morning.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
everyone.